Imagine waking up every day feeling more in control of your life. What if I told you that in just 21 days you could start seeing real, lasting change? This isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about real action. Creating habits that will transform your mindset, boost your confidence, and put you on the path to achieving your dreams. The next 21 days could be the turning point you've been waiting for. But it all starts with a decision. Are you ready to take control of your life and unlock your full potential? In this video, I'll show you step by step how you can use the next 21 days to make significant changes, no matter where you're starting from. Stick around, because the journey starts now and it's going to be worth every moment. Stay with me, and let's get to work on the life you truly deserve. Number 1. Take full control of your mornings and own your day. Every morning, you wake up with two choices. Take control of your day, or let the day control you. This decision, made in the first few moments of your morning, will determine the direction of everything that follows. Successful people don't leave their mornings to chance. They don't roll out of bed, scroll through their phones, and let the world dictate their mood. They wake up with intention. They take command. They own their mornings because they know this one simple truth: how you start your day is how you live your life. Imagine waking up with complete clarity, energy, and focus. No distractions, no chaos, just pure momentum pushing you forward. That's the power of mastering your mornings. Because the truth is, if you don't control your mornings, you don't control anything. You're letting the outside world, your circumstances, and everyone else's demands take priority over your own. And if you live like that, you'll always feel behind, always playing catch up, always reacting instead of creating. That's the difference between those who thrive and those who struggle. One group starts strong and builds unstoppable momentum, while the other wakes up late, scrambles through the day, and wonders why nothing ever changes. Taking full control of your mornings starts with discipline. Discipline to wake up early. Discipline to avoid distractions. Discipline to do the things you know will make you better before the rest of the world even gets moving. The morning is your time to focus, to work on yourself, to set the tone for the rest of your day. Because if you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win enough days in a row, you change your entire life. It's not just about waking up early. It's about what you do with that time. Anyone can set an alarm, but what separates the winners from everyone else is what happens after that alarm goes off. Do you hit snooze, or do you get up and attack the day with purpose? The secret to owning your morning isn't complicated. It's about creating a routine that sets you up for success. It's about eliminating distractions and prioritizing what matters most. Before the emails start flooding in, before the world tries to pull you in 1,000 different directions, you take the time to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit. You read, you work out, you plan, you visualize, you move with intention. This is how you program yourself for success. Because if you don't take the time to develop the right mindset, you'll be at the mercy of whatever happens throughout the day. But when you take charge of your morning, you build mental toughness, you build resilience, you build an unshakable foundation that no setback or challenge can break. Some people wake up and immediately check their notifications. They let other people's opinions, the latest news, and the distractions of the world invade their minds before they've even had a chance to think for themselves. That's a losing strategy. Your first moments in the morning should be spent on you, on your goals, on your growth, on your future. The most successful people in the world don't waste their mornings. They don't wake up reactive. They wake up proactive. They don't start their day with chaos. They start with clarity. They know that the way they begin their morning determines the energy they bring into everything else. If you want to take full control of your mornings, you have to make a decision. You have to decide that you will no longer wake up without purpose. You have to decide that you are done with letting circumstances control you. You have to commit to showing up for yourself every single morning, no matter what. And that means removing excuses. No more "I'm not a morning person." No more "I'll start tomorrow." No more waiting for motivation, because motivation is unreliable. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who never reach their potential. Discipline means getting up when you don't feel like it. Discipline means doing the hard things first. Discipline means showing up for yourself, even when it's inconvenient. Mastering your mornings is about momentum. When you start strong, the rest of the day follows. You're sharper, you're more focused, you're in control, and that feeling is addicting. The more you do it, the more you realize how much power you have over your own life. You're not just going through the motions anymore. You're creating your future, one morning at a time. You're setting the tone for greatness before the world even wakes up. The people who take full control of their mornings are the people who take full control of their lives. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't wait for motivation. They decide, they commit, and because of that, they build unstoppable momentum that carries them through anything. If you want to change your life, start with your mornings. Own them, protect them, use them to create the person you know you're meant to be. Because once you take full control of your mornings, nothing can stop you. Number 2, remove all distractions and focus only on your goals. Distractions are the enemy of success. Every second you spend caught up in things that don't matter is a second stolen from your future. Every notification, every pointless conversation, every moment wasted scrolling through things that don't add value to your life is a moment you will never get back. And if you want to succeed at the highest level, if you want to become the kind of person who turns dreams into reality, you need to take control. You need to remove everything that pulls you away from your goals and lock in with laser-sharp focus. Because the truth is, success doesn't belong to the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who are disciplined enough to shut out distractions and stay locked in on what matters. You have goals, you have a vision, you have a future that you're trying to build, but the world is filled with noise trying to pull you in 1,000 different directions. Social media, endless notifications, mindless entertainment, it's all designed to steal your time, to keep you distracted, to make sure you never break free and take full control of your life. That's why so many people stay stuck. They think they're working toward their goals, but in reality, they're drowning in distractions. They wake up and immediately reach for their phones, flooding their minds with useless information before they've even had a chance to focus on themselves. They spend hours consuming content that does nothing for them, engaging in conversations that drain their energy, wasting time on things that don't push them forward, and then they wonder why they're not making progress. You have to make a decision. You have to decide that your future is more important than temporary entertainment. You have to decide that your dreams are more valuable than the endless distractions fighting for your attention. Because the people who win in life are the ones who master their focus. They don't allow themselves to be pulled in by every little thing. They don't waste time on negativity, gossip, or mindless scrolling. They guard their attention like it's the most valuable thing they own. Because it is, your focus is your greatest weapon. And if you don't protect it, if you don't remove distractions, you will never reach your full potential. Imagine what you could accomplish if you eliminated everything that wasn't helping you grow. Imagine how much progress you could make if you weren't constantly checking your phone, constantly letting outside noise invade your mind, constantly allowing unimportant things to pull you away from what you need to do. If you cut out distractions, your productivity would skyrocket. Your focus would be sharper. Your energy would be directed toward the things that actually matter. You would get more done in a day than most people do in a week. And when you stack enough of those days together, you become unstoppable. You start moving at a speed that leaves everyone else behind. While they're still lost in distractions, you're building something real. The key is to be intentional. You can't just hope that distractions will disappear. You have to actively remove them. You have to create an environment that forces you to focus. That means turning off notifications, putting your phone in another room, cutting out anything that doesn't contribute to your growth. It means being ruthless with your time and energy, saying no to things that don't align with your goals, surrounding yourself with people who push you forward instead of pulling you back. The more disciplined you are with your focus, the faster you'll see results. You have a limited amount of energy every single day. You can spend it chasing distractions, or you can spend it building the life you want. Every time you give in to a distraction, you're making a choice. You're choosing to delay your success. You're choosing comfort over progress. But the ones who win, the ones who make things happen, they don't give in. They don't waste time. They stay locked in, committed, focused, and because of that, they achieve things that others only dream about. Right now, at this very moment, you have a choice. You can either continue letting distractions control you, or you can take control. You can decide that enough is enough, that your goals are too important, that your time is too valuable to be wasted on things that don't matter. You can commit to removing distractions, to sharpening your focus, to putting everything you have into your vision. And if you do that, if you stay disciplined, if you protect your time and energy with everything you've got, there is nothing that can stop you. You will move faster. You will grow stronger. You will accomplish more in months than most people do in years. And when you look back, you'll realize that the moment everything changed was the moment you decided to remove distractions and focus only on your goals. Number 3, push yourself beyond comfort and embrace daily challenges. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Every time you choose to stay comfortable, every time you avoid discomfort, every time you back down from a challenge, you are choosing to stay the same. And if you stay the same, you can never grow. You can never reach your full potential. You can never become the person you were meant to be. Growth only happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you step into discomfort, when you embrace the daily challenges that test your discipline, your strength, and your resilience. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who take the easy path. They are the ones who get up every single day and push themselves further than they did the day before. They don't settle, they don't stop, they don't wait for motivation. They show up and do what needs to be done, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You have to make a decision. You have to decide that comfort is no longer an option. You have to commit to stepping into the unknown, to taking on challenges that force you to grow, to doing the things that scare you, because that's where real progress happens. The easy route will always be there. You can always choose to stay the same, to avoid the struggle, to remain in your comfort zone. But if you do that, you will never know what you're truly capable of. You will never experience the breakthrough that only comes from struggle, because the truth is, success doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from pushing yourself past your limits, from doing things that most people are unwilling to do. Think about the strongest, most successful people in the world. They weren't born that way. They built themselves through discomfort. They went through challenges that most people would have given up on. They endured setbacks, failures, and hardships. But instead of running away from the struggle, they leaned into it. They knew that every challenge, every moment of pain, every time they pushed themselves when they didn't feel like it, was making them stronger, sharper, more resilient. And that's the mindset you need if you want to achieve anything significant in life. You can't just work hard when it's convenient. You can't just push yourself when you feel like it. You have to embrace the struggle every single day. You have to seek out challenges. You have to put yourself in situations that force you to grow. Because if you don't, if you stay in the same place, you will never move forward. The problem is, most people live their lives avoiding struggle. They look for shortcuts, the easy way out, the path of least resistance. They think that if something is difficult, it's not meant for them. But that's not how success works. Nothing great has ever been built without sacrifice, without discipline, without a relentless work ethic. If you want to become great, you have to rewire your mind. You have to stop seeing discomfort as something to avoid, and start seeing it as the key to your transformation. Every time you face a challenge, every time you push through pain, every time you refuse to quit, you are forging a version of yourself that is stronger than you were yesterday. And that's the ultimate goal, to become stronger. Every single day, no matter what it takes. If you want to change your life, you have to embrace struggle. You have to wake up every morning ready to attack the day, ready to take on the things that make you uncomfortable, ready to push yourself further than you did yesterday. You can't afford to take days off. You can't afford to wait for motivation. You have to show up no matter what. Because every time you push yourself past your limits, you expand what's possible for you. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more. And once you experience that feeling, once you see what you are truly capable of, you will never want to go back to being the person who settled for less. Right now you have a choice. You can choose to stay the same, to remain in your comfort zone, to live a life of mediocrity, or you can choose to step up, to push yourself, to embrace discomfort, to become the kind of person who never backs down from a challenge. And if you choose the latter, if you commit to pushing yourself every single day, you will separate yourself from the masses. You will achieve things that most people only dream about. You will build a life that is extraordinary, because the only way to grow, the only way to succeed, the only way to become unstoppable is to push yourself beyond comfort and embrace daily challenges. Number 4. Speak powerful words that shape your reality every day. Your words are the foundation of your reality. Every sentence you speak, every thought you verbalize, every phrase that leaves your mouth is shaping the direction of your life. If you want to win, if you want to build a future filled with success, strength, and greatness, you have to take full control of the words you speak every single day, because words are not just sounds. Words are power. Words create energy. Words determine your mindset, your attitude, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. If you keep saying you're tired, you will feel exhausted. If you keep saying you're unlucky, you will always struggle. If you keep saying you're not good enough, you will never reach your potential. But if you start speaking words of power, if you start commanding your mind to believe in your strength, if you start reinforcing your vision with words that fuel your spirit, you will begin to see your reality shift in ways you never thought possible. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved greatness, every individual who has reached the highest level of success, speaks in a way that reinforces their power. They don't waste time on self-doubt. They don't talk about limitations. They don't tell themselves they can't do it. They use words that build them up. They declare their success before it happens. They program their minds to believe they are capable of anything, and because of that, they take action in ways that most people never do. That's the secret. You don't just wait for success to happen. You speak it into existence. You declare your greatness before the world even sees it. You tell yourself you are strong, focused, disciplined, and unstoppable until it becomes the truth. You have to understand that the mind listens to everything you say. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that you're struggling, that you don't have what it takes, your brain will accept that as reality. You will start to feel like a victim. You will start to believe that success is out of reach, and once that belief takes hold, it controls everything. But when you flip the script, when you start speaking words of confidence, when you start reinforcing your potential, your mind starts working for you instead of against you. Instead of focusing on problems, it focuses on solutions. Instead of dwelling on weaknesses, it searches for strength. Instead of making excuses, it finds a way to win. Every morning when you wake up, the first words you speak should be words of power. You should declare that you are ready for the day, that you are focused, that you are disciplined, that nothing will stop you. You should speak your success into existence before you even take your first step, because when you do that, you are setting the tone for the entire day. You are programming yourself for victory before the battle even begins. And when you do this consistently, day after day, you start to realize that your words are shaping your actions are shaping your habits, and your habits are shaping your entire future. The problem is too many people sabotage themselves with their own words. They complain, they make excuses, they reinforce weakness without even realizing it. They say things like, "I'm not good at this," or "I always fail," or "I'll never be successful." And every time they say it, they are programming their minds to believe it. But the ones who truly win in life are the ones who refuse to let negativity control their speech. They don't allow themselves to speak words of doubt or failure. They only speak in a way that builds them up, that moves them forward, that reinforces their vision. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing the way you speak. You have to be intentional with your words. You have to cut out all negativity, all self-doubt, all limitations. You have to replace every weak statement with a strong one. Instead of saying, "I'm struggling," say, "I am learning and growing every day." Instead of saying, "I don't think I can do this," say, "I have everything I need to succeed." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am capable, I am powerful, and I will win." It might feel strange at first, but the more you do it, the more you will start to believe it. And once you believe it, you will act on it. And once you act on it, your entire life will change. Right now, at this moment, you have the power to shift your reality. You have the ability to speak words that push you forward, that make you stronger, that set you up for success, but you have to make the decision. You have to commit to never speaking weakness again. You have to promise yourself that from this moment on, every word you say will move you closer to your goals, because once you take control of your words, you take control of your mind, and once you take control of your mind, you take control of your future. Speak power, speak confidence, speak success, and watch your reality transform right before your eyes. Number 5. Build a rock-solid routine and follow it relentlessly. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck. It's not some random stroke of fortune that just falls into your lap. Success is built, brick by brick, through the habits you develop and the routines you follow every single day. If you want to be great, if you want to achieve something that sets you apart from the rest, you have to create a rock-solid routine and follow it relentlessly. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, not just on the good days, but every single day, no matter what. Because discipline is the foundation of success, and without it, you will always be at the mercy of your emotions, distractions, and excuses. Think about the most successful people in the world. They don't wake up and just wing it. They don't let the day decide how it's going to go. They don't wait for motivation. They wake up with a plan. They know exactly what they need to do. They execute their routine with precision, and because of that, they dominate their days while everyone else wastes time, drifts aimlessly, and lets distractions control their lives. That's the difference. It's not about talent. It's not about intelligence. It's about consistency. It's about locking in a routine so powerful that no matter what happens, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles come your way, you stay on track, you keep moving forward, and you get things done. If you don't have a solid routine, you are leaving your success to chance. You are letting randomness dictate your future. And that is why so many people struggle. They never take control of their time. They wake up late, they scroll on their phones for hours, they jump from one thing to another without a plan. And by the time the day is over, they've accomplished nothing. Then they wonder why they're stuck. They wonder why they're not making progress. They wonder why they're constantly frustrated. The reason is simple. They have no structure. They have no discipline. They are living reactively instead of proactively. If you want to change your life, you need to create a routine that is so strong, so unbreakable, that success becomes automatic. You need to wake up with purpose. You need to have a plan for how you will spend your time. You need to eliminate distractions and lock in on what truly matters. That means setting a schedule and sticking to it. That means prioritizing your goals over temporary pleasure. That means making sure that every hour of your day is being used to build something great. Your routine is your greatest weapon. When you follow it consistently, you eliminate the need for motivation. You don't wake up and ask yourself if you feel like working. You just do it. You don't debate whether you should get started. You already know it's part of your day. That's what separates the winners from the quitters. The winners don't negotiate with themselves. They don't make excuses. They follow their routine no matter what. And that's why they get results while everyone else stays stuck in the same place year after year. Some people say routines are boring. That discipline is too restrictive. But that's the mindset of people who will never achieve greatness. Because the truth is, routines don't trap you. They free you. They free you from the chaos of indecision. They free you from the stress of trying to figure things out every single day. They free you from the bad habits that are keeping you stuck. When you have a routine, you wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done. Your actions become automatic. Your productivity skyrockets. Your focus sharpens. And most importantly, you start building momentum. And momentum is everything. Because once you get into a rhythm, once you start stacking wins every single day, it becomes almost impossible to stop. You wake up hungry. You attack the day with intensity. You stop procrastinating. You stop second-guessing yourself. You just execute. And that's when real success happens. But here's the thing. You can't just build a routine and follow it for a few days and expect results. That's what most people do. They start strong, but the moment things get hard, they fall off. They get distracted. They break their routine. And once they break it, they fall right back into their old habits. If you want real results, you have to follow your routine relentlessly. No matter how tired you are, no matter how busy you are, No matter how difficult life gets, your routine has to be non-negotiable. It has to be something you live by. Something you don't break under any circumstances. Because that's what discipline is. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Right now you have a choice. You can either continue living the way you've been living, letting distractions run your life, making excuses, starting and stopping over and over again, or you can take control. You can commit to building a routine that will make you unstoppable. You can decide that from this moment on, your days will be structured, your habits will be locked in, and your success will be inevitable. Because once you commit to that level of discipline, nothing can stop you. You won't need motivation. You won't need external validation. You will become the kind of person who gets things done no matter what. And when that happens, success won't just be possible, it will be guaranteed. Number 6. Cut off excuses completely and take massive action. Excuses are the chains that keep people stuck in the same place for years, watching their dreams slip further and further away. Every excuse you make is another lock on the door that's keeping you from success, another roadblock standing between you and the life you want. If you ever want to break free, if you ever want to reach your true potential, you have to make a decision right now. Cut off excuses completely and take massive action. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when it's convenient. Right now, because the truth is, success doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care about your circumstances. It doesn't care about how difficult your situation is. It only responds to action. And if you're not moving, if you're not pushing forward with relentless intensity, you are choosing to stay exactly where you are. Excuses are easy. That's why so many people rely on them. They give you comfort. They give you an easy way out. They make you feel like it's not your fault that you're not where you want to be. But every time you allow an excuse to take over, you are giving away your power. You are telling yourself that you are not in control, that you are a victim of your circumstances, that life is happening to you instead of you taking charge and making things happen. That mindset will destroy your potential. It will keep you stuck in a loop of frustration, disappointment, and regret. Because deep down you know the truth. You know that the only thing standing between you and your goals is action. Not more thinking, not more planning, not more waiting, just action. The ones who win in life are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who stopped making excuses and started finding solutions. The ones who looked at their challenges, their disadvantages, their setbacks, and instead of using them as reasons to quit, they used them as fuel to go even harder. They refused to accept failure. They refused to let their circumstances dictate their future. They understood one thing that separates the successful from the average. Everything is possible when you take massive action. Not small, hesitant steps. Not half-hearted efforts. Massive action. The kind of action that forces results. The kind of action that leaves no room for excuses. The kind of action that makes people stop and wonder how you're moving so fast. How you're achieving so much. How you're transforming your life while everyone else is still stuck talking about their problems. You have to understand that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to force you to take action. That is your responsibility. And the moment you fully accept that, the moment you take complete ownership of your future, everything changes. Because when you stop making excuses, you stop waiting, you stop hesitating, you stop looking for the perfect moment. Because you realize the perfect moment doesn't exist. You just start. You take action no matter what. You figure things out as you go. You learn from every mistake, every setback, every failure, and you keep moving forward with relentless determination. Some people will say they don't have enough time. That's an excuse. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how you use them. While some people waste hours scrolling on their phones, watching TV, or complaining about how unfair life is, others are grinding. Others are using every spare moment to work on their goals, to build their future, to take massive action while the rest of the world is sleeping on their dreams. The time is there. The question is, are you willing to make sacrifices to use it wisely? Some will say they don't have the right resources. That's an excuse. Every successful person started somewhere. Many started with nothing. They didn't have connections. They didn't have money. They didn't have experience, but they had one thing: relentless action. They didn't wait until they had everything figured out. They just started. They learned along the way. They found a way to make it work. Because that's what winners do. They don't let a lack of resources stop them. They find a way, no matter what. Some will say they're not ready, that they need to wait until they have more knowledge, more confidence, more preparation. That's an excuse. You will never feel 100% ready. You will never have all the answers before you start. The only way to get better, to gain confidence, to develop the skills you need, is by taking action. Every day you wait is another day wasted. Another day you will look back on with regret. The ones who succeed are the ones who start before they feel ready. They dive in. They embrace the uncertainty. They trust themselves to figure it out along the way. If you want to change your life, you have to make a decision right now. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more hesitation. From this moment forward, you move with urgency. You take action like your future depends on it. Because it does. You stop telling yourself why you can't, and start finding ways to make it happen. You stop letting fear control you. You stop letting doubt hold you back. You step up. You do the work. You push yourself beyond your limits. And you don't stop until you get what you want. You have the power to change everything. But power means nothing if you don't use it. Potential means nothing if you don't act on it. Right now you are at a crossroads. You can continue living the way you've been living, making excuses, delaying action, waiting for the perfect moment that will never come. Or you can make the decision to take massive action today, to stop talking about success and start creating it, to stop dreaming and start doing. Because once you commit fully, once you cut off excuses completely, there is nothing that can stop you. And that's when you become truly unstoppable. Number 7. Feed your mind daily with knowledge that elevates you. Your mind is your greatest weapon, your most powerful tool, the key that unlocks everything you want in life. But just like any tool, if you don't sharpen it, if you don't refine it, if you don't strengthen it every single day, it becomes dull, weak, ineffective. The difference between those who rise to the top and those who remain stuck in mediocrity isn't just talent. It isn't just luck. It isn't just circumstances. It's knowledge. It's wisdom. It's the relentless pursuit of learning, growing, and expanding their mindset every single day. Because the truth is, your mind is either working for you or against you, and if you're not feeding it the right information, if you're not filling it with knowledge that elevates you, then it's being filled with distractions, negativity, and limiting beliefs that hold you back. Look around. The world is designed to keep you comfortable, entertained, and distracted. Everywhere you turn, there's something fighting for your attention. Social media, TV shows, mindless scrolling, gossip, useless debates that add no value to your life. If you don't consciously decide to take control of what you consume, your mind will be hijacked by things that do nothing for your growth. And that's exactly why so many people stay stuck. They're feeding their minds garbage, and then they wonder why they're not successful. They spend hours watching nonsense, consuming content that drains them instead of empowers them, and then they question why they don't feel motivated, why they don't feel inspired, why they're not progressing toward their goals. But if you want to elevate, if you want to become unstoppable, you have to take control. You have to become intentional. You have to feed your mind daily with knowledge that pushes you forward, strengthens your mindset, and prepares you for the success you're working toward. You have to treat your mind like a garden. Whatever you plant, whatever you water, whatever you nurture, that's what will grow. If you plant negativity, distractions, and weak thinking, that's what your life will reflect. But if you plant knowledge, wisdom, powerful ideas, and a relentless hunger for growth, then success becomes inevitable. Because your actions are a direct reflection of your thoughts. Your results are a direct reflection of your mindset. The stronger your mind, the stronger your ability to take action, to overcome obstacles, to push through failures, to keep going when others quit. That's why the most successful people in the world read every day, study every day, expose themselves to new ideas every day. Not because they have to, but because they know it's the foundation of everything. Every single day you have to feed your mind with knowledge that expands your vision, that fuels your ambition, that sharpens your discipline. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to audiobooks, podcasts, and speeches that shift your mindset. Study the lives of great individuals who have achieved what you aspire to achieve. Surround yourself with information that keeps you locked in, focused, and driven, because what you consume, you become. If you surround yourself with wisdom, your decisions will reflect wisdom. If you surround yourself with knowledge, your actions will be sharper, more intentional, more powerful. But if you allow your mind to be filled with distractions, negativity, and weak thinking, then no matter how much effort you put in, you will always be held back by your own limitations. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it. Feeding your mind with wisdom isn't just about collecting information, it's about applying it. It's about taking what you learn and using it to make better decisions, take smarter risks, improve your habits, and strengthen your mindset. The world is full of people who know what they should do, but never do it. They read, they watch, they listen, but they never apply. And that's why they never change. But if you want to elevate, if you want to break through every obstacle, you have to take what you learn and put it into action. You have to make the decision to not just be a consumer of knowledge, but a doer, an executor, someone who learns and applies relentlessly. Excuses have no place in this process. Some people say they don't have time to read, don't have time to learn, don't have time to feed their mind with knowledge, but that's an excuse. If you have time to scroll through social media, if you have time to binge watch shows, if you have time to engage in conversations that add no value to your life, then you have time to learn. It's a matter of priorities. You can either waste your time on things that do nothing for your future, or you can invest your time in building a mind so powerful that success becomes inevitable. The choice is yours. You also have to be ruthless about eliminating the wrong information. What you remove from your mind is just as important as what you feed it. Cut out negativity. Cut out toxic influences. Cut out anything that weakens your mindset, that makes you doubt yourself, that fills you with fear instead of power. Guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Every thought you allow in, every piece of information you consume, every idea you accept, it all shapes the direction of your life. If you want to elevate, you can't afford to let weak thinking take root. You can't afford to let negativity drain your energy. You can't afford to let distractions steal your focus. You have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined. You have to decide that every single day, you will feed your mind only with things that empower you, things that strengthen you, things that make you better. This is how you separate yourself. This is how you rise above. When everyone else is wasting time, you're learning. When everyone else is stuck in the same patterns, you're evolving. When everyone else is filling their minds with distractions, you're feeding yours with wisdom, knowledge, and power, and that's why you will win. Because success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. And when you make the commitment to feed your mind daily with knowledge that elevates you, you are making the commitment to become unstoppable. Number 8. Surround yourself with winners and cut out negativity. Your environment is shaping you every single day, whether you realize it or not. The people you surround yourself with, the energy you allow into your space, the conversations you engage in, they are all silently programming your mind. They are either lifting you up or dragging you down. They are either pushing you forward or holding you back. If you are serious about winning, if you are determined to create a life of success, discipline, and greatness, you have to take full control of the energy around you. You have to surround yourself with winners. You have to build an environment that forces you to level up, because if you don't, if you continue to tolerate negativity, if you keep allowing weak-minded people to influence you, then no matter how hard you try, you will always be fighting against the weight of your environment. Look around you. The people in your life right now, are they pushing you toward your goals, or are they distracting you from them? Are they motivating you, inspiring you, challenging you to be better, or are they filling your mind with doubt, excuses, and limiting beliefs? The truth is, you cannot rise if you are constantly surrounded by people who are comfortable being stuck. You cannot develop a winner's mindset if you are surrounded by people who have accepted mediocrity. And you definitely cannot expect to reach the highest level If you are constantly engaging with those who are living at the lowest, energy is contagious. Mindsets are contagious. If you spend enough time around negativity, you will start thinking negatively. If you are constantly around weak-minded people, you will start making weak decisions. But if you surround yourself with winners, if you immerse yourself in an environment of success, if you place yourself among people who are hungry, disciplined, and relentless, you will be forced to elevate. You will be forced to rise to a higher standard. You have to be ruthless about the energy you allow into your life. You have to make the decision that you will no longer tolerate negativity. That means cutting off toxic relationships. That means walking away from people who do nothing but complain, gossip, and bring drama. That means distancing yourself from those who constantly make excuses, those who are comfortable settling, those who have no ambition, no discipline, no desire to grow. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. It doesn't matter if they are family, friends, co-workers, or people you used to be close with. If they are not adding value to your life, if they are not pushing you toward your goals, if they are draining your energy instead of fueling your ambition, they have to go. You cannot afford to let negativity poison your mindset. You cannot afford to let weak energy slow you down. This isn't about arrogance. This isn't about thinking you're better than anyone else. This is about protecting your future. This is about making sure that every single day you are in an environment that makes success inevitable. Winners understand this. They know that success is not just about hard work. It's about positioning. It's about placing yourself in an environment that forces you to grow. And that starts with the people you surround yourself with. If you want to be successful, surround yourself with success. If you want to be disciplined, surround yourself with disciplined people. If you want to develop a strong mindset, surround yourself with those who think bigger, work harder, and demand more from themselves. When you do this, when you immerse yourself in an environment of winners, everything changes. Your standards rise, your mindset shifts, your habits improve. You start operating at a different level, not because you force yourself to, but because your environment demands it. And don't make the mistake of thinking that you have to find these people in real life. Yes, if you can physically surround yourself with winners, that's powerful. But in today's world, you can surround yourself with success through books, podcasts, videos, mentorships, and online communities. You can learn from the greatest minds in history. You can absorb the wisdom of those who have already achieved what you are working toward. You can replace the negativity around you with knowledge, inspiration, and strategies that will push you forward. The key is to be intentional, to make the decision that from this moment forward, you will no longer expose your mind to weak thinking. You will no longer allow negative energy into your space. You will no longer engage in conversations that do nothing for your growth. Instead, you will build an environment that strengthens you. You will surround yourself with people who challenge you. You will create a space where your dreams are not only supported but expected. You don't have time for negativity. You don't have time to waste on people who don't believe in you. You don't have time to entertain energy that drains you. Every second spent around the wrong people is a second stolen from your future. And if you truly want to win, if you truly want to dominate in your life, you have to cut out anything that holds you back. That's the price of success. That's the cost of greatness. And if you are willing to pay that price, if you are willing to let go of negativity and surround yourself only with winners, then nothing can stop you. Because at the end of the day, your success is not just about what you do, it's about who you allow into your life. And when you make the decision to elevate your environment, you make the decision to elevate your future. Number 9. Track your progress daily and hold yourself accountable. Success is not about waiting for the right moment to strike. It's about taking action every single day, no matter how small. Each day you put in the work, you're laying the foundation for something incredible. And as you do this, tracking your progress is one of the most powerful tools you have in your arsenal. It's not just about seeing how far you've come. It's about creating a mindset of continuous growth. Holding yourself accountable on a daily basis forces you to take ownership of your journey, to keep pushing even when it's tough, and to never lose sight of the bigger picture. Tracking your progress doesn't have to be complicated, but it's one of the most transformative habits you can build. When you make the decision to take control of your day and measure your success, you're not just hoping for change, you're guaranteeing it. Accountability isn't something that should come from the outside world. It starts with you. It's about showing up for yourself every day and honoring your commitments. Imagine looking back at the end of the week, the month, or even the year, and seeing how much you've grown, not just in terms of what you've achieved, but in terms of who you've become. The key to true progress lies in making sure you're staying consistent. The grind can get tough. There are days when you feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill, but that's the reality of growth. It's never linear, but when you track your progress, you give yourself a visual representation of how far you've come. Every small victory, every moment of discipline, every ounce of effort you put in, it all adds up. It's these moments that will keep you moving forward, especially when the road ahead seems uncertain or challenging. It's easy to lose sight of your goals when you're not actively tracking your progress. You might think you're putting in the work, but without holding yourself accountable, you're more likely to wander off course without realizing it. When you track your actions daily, you have a clear picture of where you are and what you still need to do. This clarity is a game changer. It's like having a GPS for your journey towards success, ensuring that you don't waste time and effort going down the wrong path. The power of tracking your progress isn't just in the metrics, it's in the mindset it cultivates. Every time you mark something off your list, it serves as a small reminder of your commitment to growth. And when you make the act of tracking non-negotiable, it becomes a habit, a ritual that you can't do without. This ritual becomes the anchor in your day that keeps you grounded in your mission. It brings structure to your day, creates a sense of urgency, and fosters a deeper connection to your goals. Think about this. When you write down your goals, your to-do lists, or the things you want to improve, you're actively taking control of your time. And with every check mark, with every progress update, you're not just advancing toward your objective, you're reinforcing your own self-discipline. You're becoming someone who doesn't just dream about success, but someone who builds it piece by piece. Success is not some far-off thing that happens someday. It's the result of the daily actions you take, and tracking your progress daily brings that success into focus. Consistency in tracking is what separates those who make it and those who fall off the track. It's easy to start strong, but the real difference is made when you're tracking consistently over time, even on the tough days. There will always be moments when the enthusiasm fades, when the motivation seems distant, but that's exactly when you need to keep going. When you track daily, you create a structure that doesn't let you slide back into bad habits. Each time you check off a task, no matter how small, it propels you forward. You're not giving up, you're not taking shortcuts, and you're showing up for yourself in a way that's undeniable. And let's not forget how powerful accountability is in the process. It's not just about tracking for the sake of it. It's about knowing that you've made a promise to yourself and you're going to see it through. No one else may be looking over your shoulder, but that doesn't matter. The real strength comes from holding yourself to a higher standard. You're responsible for your own journey, and you are the one who will either rise to the occasion or let opportunities slip away. But when you commit to tracking, you'll never lose sight of what you're capable of achieving. What tracking does is simple but profound. It forces you to confront your results, even when it's uncomfortable. If you've had a slow day or a setback, seeing it in black and white can push you to take immediate action. On the flip side, if you're crushing your goals, tracking becomes a source of motivation to keep going. The truth is, seeing progress in real time can give you a huge mental boost. It's a reminder that even the smallest steps forward are still steps toward your ultimate goal. Daily tracking and accountability also introduce a powerful layer of self-reflection. When you can look back on what you've done, whether it's the end of the day, the week, or the month, you're able to spot patterns. You can see where you excel and where you need improvement. This kind of self-awareness is a tool for growth. It helps you refine your methods, reassess your priorities, and build strategies that align with your long-term vision. The person who doesn't track their progress often overlooks these insights and stays stuck in a cycle of inconsistency. The person who tracks, however, sees the gaps and acts on them, ultimately getting closer to the success they desire. The next time you feel discouraged, remember this: your progress isn't measured by how fast you're going, but by the direction you're moving in. By holding yourself accountable every single day, you're ensuring that no matter how slow the process may seem, you are always moving forward. There is no such thing as failure when you're tracking. every day is a victory, because every day you've taken control. And when you realize that, the journey to success becomes more about your growth, your development, and your commitment than about any specific destination. Start today. Track your progress. Hold yourself accountable, and you'll see the transformation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The next time you're tempted to stop or slow down, just check the progress you've already made. You'll realize that you've come too far to give up, and you're only a step away from the next level. Keep going, keep tracking, and remember your future self will thank you for it. Number 10. Face your fears head on and never back down. The moment you decide to face your fears head on is the moment your life changes forever. Fear has this way of convincing us that we are not enough, that we can't handle what's ahead, that the unknown is a threat. But here's the truth. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the greatest opportunity you will ever face. It's the alarm bell that tells you you're on the verge of something powerful, something that could change everything. When you step into your fear instead of running from it, you unlock a part of yourself that you never knew existed. That fear becomes fuel, and in the fire of it, you find your strength. The journey to success is not a smooth, easy ride. It is a battle, one where fear stands between you and your dreams. Every time you reach for something greater, fear will show up without fail. It will disguise itself in doubts, in insecurities, in a voice telling you that you're not ready. But here's the secret. You will never feel fully ready. The only thing that makes you ready is your decision to act, to face that fear, to push through it even when your heart is racing and your mind is screaming for you to stop. This is where growth happens, not in your comfort zone, but in the spaces where fear holds you back. Imagine this. Every time you feel the rush of fear creeping in, instead of retreating, you lean in. You get closer to it. You acknowledge it, but you don't let it control you. What if fear became your ally? What if every time it shows up, you saw it as a sign that you're on the right track? Because that's the truth. Fear means you're moving in the direction of your dreams. It's a signal that you're stepping outside of what you know and into the world of possibility. The only thing standing between you and everything you want is the courage to face that fear, to step into the unknown and say, I'm not backing down. Facing your fears isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite the fear. It's about refusing to let it dictate your choices, your actions, your future. When you allow fear to control you, it keeps you stuck. You'll wonder what could have been, what you could have achieved if you had just taken the first step, no matter how scary it seemed. But when you refuse to back down, when you face that fear and keep moving forward, you break through the barriers that once held you captive. Fear will no longer have power over you, because you've proven to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Fear is like a shadow. The more you run from it, the bigger it becomes. But when you stop and stand tall, when you turn to face it directly, it shrinks. In fact, most of the things we fear are just illusions, stories we tell ourselves about what might happen, and often those stories are far worse than the reality. So why let them control your actions? Why let these false narratives prevent you from chasing the life you deserve? Every time you take action in spite of fear, you rewrite the story. You create a new narrative where you are the one who controls the outcome, not fear. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, all of these are common, but they're not insurmountable. They're just challenges waiting to be overcome. And here's the kicker. Those who succeed are not the ones who never experience fear. They're the ones who feel fear and act anyway. Fear is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to go. If you're not feeling some level of fear, you're probably not pushing hard enough. Fear means you're stretching your limits. It means you're growing. It means you're taking on something that is worth fighting for. There is power in choosing to fight when others might back down. It's in those moments when everything inside you tells you to stop, but you keep going anyway, that your true strength is forged. Those are the moments that define who you are and what you're capable of. It's not about avoiding fear. It's about using it as the driving force that propels you forward. And the more you do this, the more you realize that fear is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. The truth is, The only way through fear is through action. Every time you face your fears, you expand your comfort zone. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. The things that once seemed terrifying lose their power over you, and you begin to see them as challenges that can be conquered. And this is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who don't. It's not the absence of fear, but the ability to take bold action in the face of it. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the hopeful from the successful. There will be days when fear will feel like a mountain in front of you. On those days, remind yourself that the only way to get to the other side is to climb it. Break it down into smaller steps if you have to, but never back down. The only way to truly fail is to quit. And as long as you're still fighting, you're still in the game. Fear is not permanent. The more you face it, the less power it has over you. The more you step into it, the stronger you become. Take a moment and think about where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and who you want to become. The only thing standing in your way is fear. The fear of what might happen. The fear of the unknown. The fear of making mistakes. But remember this, you're not here to play it safe. You're not here to live a life of regret, wondering what could have been. You're here to conquer. You're here to break through every barrier and rise above every obstacle. Fear is nothing more than a signal that you're on the verge of something great. And the moment you face it head on, you'll realize that you have everything it takes to conquer it. Never back down. Never let fear control you. The moment you choose to face your fears head on, you take back your power. Fear can't hold you back when you refuse to let it. So go ahead, take that first step. Embrace the fear, use it, and watch as you become unstoppable. This is your time to rise, to break free, to become the person you were always meant to be. Don't let fear keep you from what's waiting on the other side. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you know. And you are capable of so much more than fear will ever allow you to believe. Keep going. Keep facing your fears. And keep moving forward. The best version of yourself is waiting just beyond them.